All right, today we're going to give you a demonstration on a Jones & Shipman model 1300 cylindrical grinder. This is a universal cylindrical grinder in that it has a ID spindle mounted at the rear of the machine. There's a couple of screws you need to loosen here, nuts, and we can spin the whole head around. We'll show you that on a different video, and when you do that you usually want to take off the tailstock. In this case we have a chuck mounted on here, magnetic chuck. So we have the work head, which is also adjustable here. You can swivel this on different angles, as well as the work head, it's the wheel head itself. You've got your table here, start, stop, start, the table speed. Slow it right down to however slow you want to go. You also, if you were working with this manually and wanted to use this, when you tighten the nut up on here, that gives you a fine feed on your table if you were going up against the shoulder. That's nice to have. You also have, in this case, if you didn't want to use the table and just wanted to feed in, of course you could feed in by hand, and then when you pull the center knob out here, you have a coarse feed to bring the wheel in quicker. When you're working or grinding, you want to have that in. You also have a manual that allows you to feed. It also has a plunge grinding. Set up here so that you can just feed this in. Now you can adjust how much that feeds with this knob on the side here. We could slow that down, and then your control here controls how often that feeds, so you can slow down the frequency. Once it gets to 0, there's no teeth on the dial, so it's always going to stop at 0. There's also a dead stop, so let's back that up. You also have your fine feed dial here. Want to disengage the feed when you want to use your hand wheel. All right, so we start up our table again and get this moving. And of course you have your automatic table in feed. As the table reverses here, you've got your feed with the in feed. So you can adjust the amount of that down pretty fine. And you have your fine feed dial here where you can change your stop position if you had to add or subtract a couple of tenths from the part. Up here you also have your table adjustment to adjust out tapers. Under here you've got a screw. You loosen these two nuts and you can adjust the taper out. And of course here's your tailstock. A spindle is self-contained. There's a lubrication system with a filter. You can always see the oil going through this sight glass, making sure your spindle's getting plenty of oil. Machine is currently wired for 440 volts. This is a 440 volt machine. That's about everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much.